Alright, hello. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Not sure if you know, but I did announce that I have an intro coming real soon. One of my followers thank you for me. I'm paying for it, so it's gonna be amazing. Cannot wait, super excited. Usually always have my hair tied up. Wasn't filming today, decided to have my hair tied down. As my cat literally creeps into the video, I'm like, leave me alone. Like, literally get off me. Like, I just want, do y'all see him? I literally am just trying to film in peace, and he decides to be childish and interrupt the video. And it's like, you don't just come in the video, you come into the video making noise. Anyway, we're gonna ignore him. We're gonna try to ignore him. But the reason we're here today is for my next story time. I don't know if I'm gonna title this one. This story time is actually super recent, involving my Houston trip. I just went to Houston this past Friday to Sunday, January 22nd to 24th. What you all do not know is how horribly the trip ended. I had a great time all day, a very carefree weekend, fun trip, but my luggage was literally stolen like hours before leaving to the park to come back to BWI, Baltimore, Washington International. So yeah, my luggage was stolen. Basically what happened was I had to check out my Airbnb on Sunday at 11 a.m. I'm not sure if you all watching my stories, but I was extremely under the influence Saturday night. Probably didn't go to sleep till 5. Woke up at like 9, started packing, like rushed, packed, showered, got all my stuff, packed it in the car, pretty much winged it Sunday. What did I do Sunday? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, there was no structure to my Sunday, so I don't remember what I actually did. I did not drink at all on Sunday. I want to say I Googled a vegan restaurant, went to a vegan restaurant to eat on Sunday, and then after the vegan restaurant, I just really had nothing to do. So I was pretty much just driving around, going from landmark to landmark, and eventually I landed at this park in Houston, which is apparently one of like Houston's biggest parks. Not Houston, I don't know if it's Texas or if it's like one of the biggest parks in the country. It's called Buffalo Bayou Park, it's in Houston. So I decided just to kill time because I really had no plans for Sunday. My flight was not till 8 p.m. at night, that I was going to just go to the park, walk, exercise. I did just remember what I did Sunday morning because I literally like got up, put on like a whole kind of look for Sunday. I went to like this vegan brunch spot. I had on like my black knee-high boots. I had on my white coochie cutters, and then I had on that red top that you tie, so it's like, given the top is open, but you like tie it closed, but it's like a thread was keeping it closed, so I busted out of the top eventually and then changed into workout clothes because I was gonna go to the park and just be low-key and chill. So, get to the park, and this was probably very stupid of me. I'm in the parking lot of the park. It's like one of those parks where it has a very limited spacing parking lot, so there's maybe only room for like maybe 20 cars to park in that lot. So, I only bought a duffel bag, so I was only here for the weekend. So my duffel bag is in the back seat of the rental car, and I'm like changing in the back seat of the car, and I'm pretty sure people were watching me, but I didn't notice people watching me, so I don't know. I was changing into my exercise clothes. I changed in the back seat of the car, and because I was like changing, I, for whatever reason, did not pack my duffel back up. I left like random items within my duffel out and about, which is the strange part because the random items that I left outside of my duffel are the items that were not stolen. So like my $200 Beat wireless headphones were not stolen. My knee-high boots, which were in the front seat of the car, were not stolen. My toiletry bag was not stolen. Just random things that I just, for whatever reason, did not put back into my duffel bag was not stolen. The people who stole my duffel physically took the duffel bag itself. So I'm like in the car for like a little while. Finally, I get out the car and I start to walk to the park. And I remember repeatedly pushing the lock button as I'm walking away and beginning to walk in the park. But that's the thing. So I am walking away. I start to walk in the park. One of my headphones dies. I go back to the car, unlock the car, leave my headphones in my charging case in the like front console part of the car to charge, and then I head back to the park. So because there was no visible damage to the rental car, I'm thinking that it's likely that I may have left the door unlocked, even though I specifically repeatedly remember, like, I hit the lock button so many times. It wasn't even like that I was paranoid someone was still my stuff. I just, for whatever reason, I just kept hitting the lock button because I didn't hear a locking sound, which I thought was strange. So I kept hitting the lock button. It was clearly a sign. Like, I should have went back, should have checked my belongings, should have did something. Did not. Was in the park for a while. Like, I was walking in that park for quite some time. I want to say I was walking in the park for maybe 2 hours, and it's like a really, really extremely big park. So it's like one of those parks where you like just keep walking and it'll just keep going, just constant trails on trails. So I walked to the park. Eventually I get back to my car at maybe 4:30 p.m. Remind you, my flight is at 8 p.m. So yeah, I get back to my car at 4:30 p.m. I look up a nearest vegan restaurant. Don't know if you all know I'm vegetarian, not vegan, vegetarian. So it's just easier to search like vegan restaurants than to search vegetarian restaurants. So found another vegan restaurant separate from the one that I went to breakfast to earlier, but it turned out to be a food truck. Went to that food truck, got food, came back to the rental car, and I was really gonna like meet up with some nigga and just like hang out with him to kill time until my flight. But I literally got pulled up to this man's house at, I know it was like I was rushing. I want to say I had to have the rental car. I had agreed to have the rental car back by 6 p.m. I feel like I pulled up to this man's house at 5 o'clock exactly. No, I think there's 30-minute courtesy on the rental car. So even though I signed up to have the rental car back by 6 p.m., I didn't realistically have to have the rental car back until 6:30 p.m. So I got to this guy's house by 5:20. The airport was 25 minutes from the guy's house. So I got to the guy's house, and then I don't know, I think I went to get like mouthwash from my duffel bag, and then I realized, like as I'm at the man's house, about to go to the man's house, it's 5:20 p.m. My flight is at 8 p.m. I realized I don't have a duffel bag in my car. Like, I literally searched the rental car up and down. I searched the trunk, I searched the back seat, I searched under the seats as if a duffel bag can fit under the seats. I was just like freaking out. I was like, where the fuck is my duffel bag? Like, what's going on? So, freaking out, scrambling around, don't know what to do. Immediately call the police. I'm like, pretty sure my duffel bag was stolen. So I'm like filing a police report, driving around. Once I call the police, tell them what happened, and then the local police precinct calls me back to let me know. Basically, the local police precinct calls me back to get a more detailed report from what I gave the initial person that I spoke to on the phone. So I'm speaking to them. I'm really driving everywhere. First, I drive back to the vegan restaurant that I had stopped at after the park. Then I go back to the park. I'm just like going everywhere, retracing my steps. No duffel bag, nowhere to be found. So finally, I'm like back in the park, and I'm like, fuck, I'm screwed. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, at this point, it's like a little bit after 6. My flight is in 2 hours. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't stay in Houston, miss my flight, have to pay for another flight to where I really barely have any clothes. Remind you, I had some stuff outside of my duffel bag. So all the stuff that I randomly took outside of my duffel bag, they didn't steal. They only took the duffel bag itself. So random pieces of clothing were still in the car. My knee-high boots, my Chucks. There were random stuff left in the duffel still. Get out. You're messing up my video. Get out. Stop. Okay. Anyway, I really just lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry, but he's like irritating. He's like an attention whore. So whenever he knows I'm on the phone, I'm talking, he comes around me, he acts crazy, he's super vocal, he's just like messing with things. It's like so annoying. Like, Get out of my face. Like, we were literally downstairs sleeping prior to making this video. Anyway, he's literally creeping back in. Oh my gosh, I literally can't do this. Like, as if retelling the story is not causing me stress, him knowing this is causing me additional stress. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, I like ran stuff in my car. I'm thinking like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm really like trying to stay calm and trying not to panic, but I'm also like, my flight's in less than 2 hours. I have no duffel bag. I have random clothes and random belongings scattered around the car. I literally have nothing to even put these clothes in to take them onto my flight. So I text my former roommate at that point, and I'm like texting her like, I'm pretty sure my luggage just got stolen. She calls me immediately. She's like talking me down the ledge as I'm like driving around, and we're also both discussing how like pretty much I have no choice. Like, I have to go catch my flight. There's no point in me staying in Houston to look for the duffel that I'll likely never see again. So that's that. And then at that point, I text my group chat with all my best friends. The group chat consists of Dom, Dallas, JoJo. I text them and I'm like, guys, I literally had my entire luggage stolen. My flight is in a few minutes. At that point, they group FaceTime me. Everybody is literally freaking out. They're like, girl, what is happening? Like, are you okay? Like, why is it giving this? Like, this type of shit only happens to you. Like, girl, what is going on? I'm telling them what happened, giving them the scoop. They're all like, what you gonna do? And I'm like, I'm pulling up to the airport. Like, I'm literally, not even I'm pulling up to the airport, I'm returning the rental car. I had until 6:30 to get the rental car back to them, which was a 30-minute courtesy, to not get charged additional fines. I didn't get the rental car back to the rental car place until maybe, it was close to 7. It just so happens they didn't care and they didn't charge additional fees, but I was really pushing it. But they took the rental car back. I had no issues. The main reason I was gagged, it wasn't even the duffel bag itself. Like, remind you, the duffel bag had clothes in it, but it wasn't given, like, it wasn't that big a deal. I had, like, my Dr. Martens bag that I got for my birthday. I had, like, this other random ASOS purse in there that had, like, $50 cash in it, which is annoying, but it's, like, $50, who cares? And then I had, like, just a bunch of random clothes in there that I had never worn before. I had my new ASOS workout set in that bag that was black and, like, had the prints on it. I wore it on Saturday, if you all recall. Maybe I'll add a picture of the outfit to the video if I can figure out how to do that. The gag is, I'm literally about to kick my cat out the room and lock him in another room because he's irritating me so much. Get out, get out, get out, out, go, go. Stay downstairs. Anyway. I'm like really getting worked up retelling this story, and he's like irritating me so much. And I want to close the door, but then it's like he's gonna really come to the door and start clawing at the door and meowing from outside the door. So as of now, I'm gonna close the door, and we're gonna see if that works. Because this cat is raising my blood pressure, and I'm bleeding all the time. But the gag is, it wasn't all those belongings that were in my duffel bag. The thing that was in my duffel bag that was making me have a panic attack was my entire work laptop was in my duffel bag and the charger. Like, not the part-time job that I hate so much. This is literally giving like my source of income, my livelihood, I guess. My 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I really solely work from home. My work laptop was in my duffel bag. My work laptop was stolen. It is close to 7 p.m., if not 7 p.m. My flight leaves to head back to Baltimore in an hour. I was not scheduled to get back to Baltimore until midnight. I had work Monday morning. No work laptop. I'm literally about to miss my flight back to Houston, but I also physically cannot miss that flight, and I cannot work on Monday morning at that point. So I'm like, just as if I wasn't already stressed out enough, get to the airport, security check-in is like super, super quick. I get to my gate by like maybe 7:30. Yeah, I think I get to my gate by like 7:30. I'm fine. People are like lining up, like my zone hadn't been called yet, so I'm completely fine. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I need to text my boss immediately because it's giving like I have no way to work tomorrow. And plus, I just feel like when you get your laptop stolen, when you work entirely from home, it's not giving them waiting to tell them. It's literally like, I need to tell them immediately that this happened. So I text my boss and I'm like, hey, blank, y'all with your name. We gonna call her T. So I'm like, hey T, so my work laptop was stolen. See, so now the door is closed, so he's doing this. Hold on 1 minute, you guys. But the thing is, when I open the door, he's gonna run away. But it's like, I can't tell my story time in peace when he keeps doing this. Okay. I be having to like be sweet to him and like I'm really not mean to my cat as mean as y'all think I am, but it's like he knows me gets on my nerves. So if I wasn't like, coming to him and like sweet talking him and like, oh come here, then he would just like book it as soon as I open the door. So I had to sweet talk him, shut him in my room, so at least I can finish the story time now. Where was I? Yeah, text my boss. We're gonna call my boss T. We're gonna call my boss is a quality systems manager. That's T. We're gonna call the boss of my boss, the quality systems associate director, L. So T is my boss, L is the boss of my boss. So I text T and I'm like, hey T, so I don't know how to say this, but my work computer was stolen from the back of my car. And she's like, oh my gosh, you okay? Like, what happened? I'm pretty sure I really said my car was broken into. We still don't know if my car was broken into, even though I swear on everything I locked the car. There was no visible damage to the rental vehicle. So it's very likely my car was just left unlocked and they went in there and just took it. But I'm not going to tell my job that I, like a fucking idiot, left my car unlocked and my work laptop was stolen. So I tell her that. She's like, I'll get back to you. Shortly after, the boss of my boss, L, texts me. And she's like, oh my gosh, you okay? L's the one I'm like really, really close with. So L's like, oh my God, you okay? Like, it's really crazy. Like, I hope everything's okay. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just really annoyed by the situation, honestly. But yeah, it's like as if it wasn't bad enough that my entire work laptop got stolen. It just felt like a punch in the face that I had to explain to my boss that my work laptop got stolen. It was just like, this is really too much. Anyway, get on my flight, get back home. JoJo FaceTimes me. It's just like, basically like, girl, what is your life giving, honestly? Because my life is I have a very lit life and I'm very fortunate. Like, I have like endless support from my family. I have abundant support from friends. I'm really well off. Like, I do good for myself, but I just like have a lot of really unfortunate things that happen to me, and I'm a super optimistic person, so it's really hard for me to get down. So even with my luggage getting stolen, it wasn't giving me like sitting around being miserable about it. It's like in the moment as my luggage is getting stolen, I'm like, okay, like I feel like God was humbling me, but also I'm at the same time, I'm like, thank God my knee-high boots didn't get stolen because I love those boots. Like, very excited about that. That's a good thing. And then I'm also like, thank God my $200 like wireless headphones didn't get stolen. Like, I'm also excited about that. So, I'm like I'm very optimistic. So I was looking on the bright side, even as my entire luggage was stolen in a whole other state, and I'm probably never gonna see it again, including my work laptop, which I had not seen or heard anything about. But, I stayed on the bright side and did not have a work laptop on Monday, so I physically could not do any work. I had to work from my phone, enjoy meetings from my phone, and pretty much I could respond to emails from Outlook, but that was about it. I had to attend a meeting with my boss, the boss of my boss, and one of my coworkers, pretty much where they were filling in my coworker on what was going on and basically telling her, like, girl, you gotta do like his job for the day. He don't have nowhere to work. Like, what you gonna do, girl? And she was like, okay, like, I'm here for it. I'm very appreciative, but it was really given. I had no choice. I could not work. Even though I stayed with my cell phone, I slept all day Monday. I literally slept all day long Monday and would wake up and respond to emails and join my meetings because I didn't have anything else to do. It wasn't even given I was feeling bad for myself. It was like, why I can't give working a full 8-hour shift when I really don't have a computer. So why be stressed out and do the most? My new laptop was ready by Monday night. I actually picked it up all the way from Gaithersburg. I live in, we're not gonna say where I live because I don't like giving like my city out and like anything that can indicate where I live for whatever reason. We're not gonna say where I live. Just know I live an hour away from Gaithersburg. And yes, I work in Gaithersburg, but it's like I'm fine telling you all that information because I've been at this job since October and I have not physically been inside of my work building since I started working there. So yeah, you guys can know where I work. You can know the company, but it's never given like telling you all the companies at least. You all can know the city of where I work. That's better than knowing the city of where I live. So yes, drove an hour to Gaithersburg to pick up this laptop, drove an hour back, and then I had like nightly meetings some nights. So honestly, that's irrelevant. I'm not even gonna tell you about that. I don't know why I'm talking about that and rambling on. But yeah, that's the chaotic. I don't even know how to put it into words. Like, I don't know how to describe getting your luggage stolen in another city with your work laptop in it. Like, chaotic, crazy, unfortunate, just like mildly depressing, even though I wasn't depressed. I really looked at it on the bright side. Like, on top of my boots and headphones not being stolen, I was like, listen, this is basically an off day on Monday. Like, it's lit. On top of that, I'm actually about to be off Friday the 29th up until Tuesday because I'm on sick leave and I have like this thing that is irrelevant, but I'm about to be off those days. So having that additional Monday off was honestly great. So, you know, I'm really not even gonna like wish, I'm not gonna make bad wishes against this person that stole my belongings because ultimately I feel like it's my fault if in fact the door was left open. It's not even the fact that the door was left open, it's that I was literally changing in my car in broad daylight, given very much like I had valuables, but given like I had clothes, I had other stuff in that car. They probably saw me not physically hit the lock button and they were just like, oh, let's just give it a try and just walk up to the door and took the stuff. Like, I'm not gonna be mad at them for jumping at opportunity because that was my ignorance and stupidity. So why wish them poorly? Like, my laptop was replaced. That's the main thing that mattered. Not only was my laptop replaced, my laptop was replaced at no cost. So y'all can have that laptop, do what y'all want with it because my job deleted every single thing from that laptop the minute I told them it was stolen. So have fun with that laptop, you know. It's not even robbing the girls. You didn't rob me. You stole because you had easy access to rob me, basically. But I hope that these people aren't actually giving, you know, physically robbing the girls. It's just, we gotta do better. It's just not giving doing that. But anyway, as always, love you all. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed this story time. I have endless story times as well. It's just given a lot of them are centered around sex because I'm a very sexually free person. But I'm not gonna give every single story time being about sex. Like, some of them are just gonna be about, you know, just the random misfortunate events that occur in my life, such as this. And I just feel, honestly, I apologize. I feel like I've gone through so many mood swings during this video, which is given even more chaotic. But I'm gonna stop talking now because I see the video is now approaching 25 minutes. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you all want to see. My first travel vlog is coming really soon. Tell me about like this random corner of my office for me to film in. I feel like it's very much given like therapist Nick, I don't know. It's giving like, welcome to my TED Talk. It's giving, you know, real professional, real kind. Like, I'm feeling it. I like this corner. Tell me what y'all think. That's it. Peace out.